Now welcome to the Artie Clear Show. What do you say, what do you know? It's Wi-Fi 1460. It's the Artie Clear Show here on a Monday from 5 to 7. We return back to Wi-Fi to do our show each and every day from 5 to 7 o'clock. Tonight's list is long. It's great. We have Dan Duquette, the General Manager, Vice President of Operations to the Baltimore Orioles. He'll be in with us tonight. Sean Moore, a former coach of Virginia. He'll be in there talking about the NCAA, also the NFL, and the coaching changes in the NFL also. Dan Van Wee. Try to say that 3 times fast. But he's an NFL Bleacher Reporter. And, of course, we'll talk about the NFL. We had 2 great games yesterday with the Baltimore Ravens beating the Patriots and the 49ers beating the Atlanta Falcons. So the Patriots and the 49ers, they'll be in the Super Bowl, and we'll talk about that. 6 o'clock, the NHL is back. Lance Ledger, a former player. He's with the Buffalo Sabres now. He'll be here at 6 o'clock talking about the NHL. Flyers went 0-2 over the weekend, by the way. First 2 losses of the game, 48-game season. He'll be in. George Atkinson, former player of the Oakland Raiders. He'll be with us tonight, does the Raiders post-game show. He'll be with us. His son also plays for Notre Dame, with his other son plays for Notre Dame because he has twins, just like me. And then we have from 6:30 to 7 o'clock, Seth Joyner. We're going to talk about the NFL, and also we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles hire of Chip Kelly. What does it do for them? They got that Fred Shermer, the offensive coordinator for Cleveland, into Philadelphia now, as we really needed him. Here's a guy that was with the Cleveland Browns to the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're going to tell me that a guy from the Browns is a better offensive coordinator than what you had there at Marty Morningwig? You've got to be kidding me. What Philadelphia is doing, getting these recycled coaches. Now they're going to go get a defensive coach out of college to come in and be with the pros. They got to be kidding. I think, in my personal opinion, the hire of Chip Kelly is a terrible one. I mean terrible. You put a college coach in here, they usually never work out. I mean never work out. Saban was back and forth, Carroll was back and forth, and Saban still didn't get the job done. And Pete Carroll, well, he just did a phenomenal job in Seattle with their draft choices. And just got lucky that Russell Wilson just fell into their laps. But he's no great coach from any stretch of the imagination. Now you bring in Chip Kelly from Oregon, from all places. Oh, he was the head coach in New Hampshire also. Well, that makes it all the more better, doesn't it? His offense, which is a stretch offense, they're going to change the defense from a 4-3 to a 3-4. All their coaches are gone, thank God, and all they're going to do is bring in the recycled coaches that are in the NFL already. Want to know one thing: if they get fired from other teams, why are they getting hired by other teams? Meaning, if you fire an offensive coordinator from the Cleveland Browns with an anemic offense, and you're going to bring him here to Philadelphia, because he has a resume of being in the NFL for such a long time, still don't work for me. Maybe you've been in the NFL too long. I want to bring a bright, brilliant, young guy into my coaching staff that can put some energy into this offense, that can coach him up, and they'll get respect. They'll do the things that are good for the Eagles. Chip Kelly brings in the name of Michael Vick. Michael Vick could be your quarterback starting next year if he takes a cut in salary. And his quarterbacking with the offense that Chip Kelly wants to run would work. For how long, I don't know, because he's injury prone and he's also turnover prone, Michael Vick. He's very vastly overpaid also. They're my team, the Eagles, but like I said, Artie Clear, shooting straight and from the hip. Tell them the way it is. I want to also say, over the weekend, we lost 2 phenomenal names in the world of sports. One, a manager, Earl Weaver. He was a manager for the Baltimore Orioles for a long time in the Hall of Fame. He won 1 World Series in 1970. Then we lost the man, Stan the Man Musial at 92. We lost him to the St. Louis Cardinals. One of the greatest outfielders ever in the history of baseball. Man with over 3,700 hits, 475 home runs, a batting average of 336. Just number 1 in every single Cardinal records of any hitting is Stan the Man Musial. Tremendous player, well loved. Everyone loved the guy. He died at 92. Earl Weaver dies at 82. Poor Earl. We just seen him in Baltimore not too long ago in August. And the truth of the matter is, he didn't look good then. And he died. He died of a heart attack, and Stan the Man died of natural causes. A shame. We're going to miss the 2 icons in the world of sports, especially in the National League. And I promise you, the St. Louis Red Cardinals, they bleed Stan Musial to the day. They're very sick over it and passing away. In 92, though, I'll buy that any day of the week. So we will have Dan Duquette on tonight with the Baltimore Orioles, Senior Vice President of Operations in the Baltimore Orioles. He'll talk about Earl and how he managed, and the players that are underneath Earl, the Hall of Famers that are there, the Eddie Murrays, the Jim Palmers, the Frank Robinsons, the Brooke Robinsons, they're all underneath Earl Weaver. So he was a great coach. He'd also love to get thrown out of baseball games. And a character, a great sideshow to watch when he was coaching and or managing, and he would come out and disagree with an umpire and get thrown out of the game. The only man who's been thrown out 3 double headers, and both ends of the double header, he gets thrown out 3 different times in double header. No one's ever done that before. Total ejection of 93 games. Bobby Cox killed that at 248. That's besides the point. But what a great little general Earl Weaver was. Didn't believe in hitting runs, didn't believe in stealing bases. He just wanted that big 3-run homer. And that's what Earl Weaver was all about. So we'll have Dan Duquette doing that. Johnny, thanks so much for doing our video here on the Artie Clear Show. Opening up the week on a Monday, Wi-Fi 1460. Watching the football games over the weekend, and what great games they were. Seeing the 49ers come back from 17-0 over the Atlanta Falcons and beating the Atlanta Falcons, and then watching the Baltimore Ravens come back at halftime, losing 13-7, and beating the New England Patriots. They shut both those teams out in the second half. The Ravens shut down the Patriots and they scored a point in the second half. Same thing for the 49ers. Atlanta